Boom. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Was it Wednesday? Yeah, happy Wednesday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at another beer from Sun King Brewery. They're out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and this one was another one sent to me by my good friend, Mr. Grinchy Clouds over there in Indiana, and I'm pretty excited about this one. I'm a really big fan of Scotch ales just because they're a different kind of style of a brown ale when it comes to taking advantage of using a lot more savior, like kind of sweeter, a little bit of like desserty and savory kind of thing, because sometimes when you make a Scotch ale you can add smokiness to it, but they like to take advantage of having a lot of the malty characteristics and flavors of a beer come through on a Scotch ale when it comes to really getting like a little bit of a good breadiness. Of course, they like taking advantage of a little bit of desserty notes when it comes to chocolate, toffee, caramel, all that kind of stuff. So those are a lot of flavors that really go really well with a Scotch ale. I know with the one we brew over at Fibs, we kind of have ours a little bit more of a smokier brown ale. I mean a smokier Scotch ale, but it actually balances out really well. So I'm kind of curious to see what this thing's going to be all about. So this guy comes in at a 5.3% ABV, and it's called the Wee-Mac Scottish Style Ale, which they call it a Scottish style, but everybody knows it's a Scotch ale. So it's a lower ABV Scotch ale than some of the stuff I've had. I know there's a lot of heavier Scotch ales out there, but I'm kind of curious to see what this thing's going to be all about. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Other than that, yeah, I think it's time for us to pour this guy and see what this thing's all about. So I'm expecting a nice kind of dark color, of course, having those a lot of malt forward flavors and all that stuff. It's going to be a relatively dark beer. So almost going to have, looks like a stout, but it's going to be a little bit more brown in color. So let's crack this thing open and see what we get on the nose with this guy. Let's see. Yep, breadiness, exactly what I was thinking. Getting little sweet notes coming through, but mostly getting just a nice malty on the nose. It's really, yeah, it smells delicious. So let's pour this guy. Could be drinking out of my Russian River tulip glass this afternoon. Let's see how this guy pours. Oh yeah, nice and brown. Not really having much like almost black colors to it, which I wasn't expecting there. There was almost like a kind of like a brown, light brown on the nose, and especially on the head as well. But look at that, just a nice kind of easy drinking Scotch ale for this afternoon. That looks absolutely delicious. Definitely has almost like those caramel kind of colors to it. Yeah, definitely still getting a nice kind of bready maltiness coming forward. Yeah, a little bit of sweetness, but looks absolutely delicious and smells absolutely delicious as well. So let's give this guy a try and see what this thing's all about. So happy Wednesday to you all. Cheers. Yeah, that's nice. Really nice. Light. Still getting a lot of those bready characteristics that I want. Almost like, just like I'm not thinking like pumpernickel or anything, but there's a nice sweetness kind of balances out the end. Maybe you get a little bit of hints of caramel and toffee and all that kind of stuff. It's not too overpowering when it comes to like a sweetness level, but you're mostly just getting a little bit of a roastiness to it up front, getting that strong breadiness that you would expect from like this kind of style of brown ale. And overall, yeah, it's delicious. Absolutely delicious. Easy to drink. Not really lacking on flavor at all. And this is really nice. Yeah, that's good. Absolutely fantastic. Plus, I know they do different variants of this Scotch ale too. So they have the cherry mac. They have a caramel coffee wee mac. They have a King's Reserve port variant. They have a vanilla chocolate coffee. They have a vanilla and coffee wee mac. So they like doing different variants of this kind of style, especially when it comes to the different variants, each one having its own characteristics and flavors coming to it. Just maybe, especially with the cherry one, maybe it's gonna have a little bit more of a tartness, maybe like a chocolate covered cherry kind of flavor. Caramel coffee, of course, you're gonna get more caramel and coffee flavors, and the King Reserve maybe having more of like a boozy kind of flavor to it. And then the chocolate vanilla coffee, of course, is just gonna be absolutely delicious. And then the vanilla coffee is just gonna have a nice sweetness along with the more of a roastier kind of maybe a little bit of bitterness added along with it. So let's look over here on Untappd and let's see what the description of this guy is, because it's on the can here itself, and they also put it on the description of the beer right here on Untappd. So it reads, Wee-Mac Scottish Style Ale is an enticing and malty brown ale with caramel, cocoa, and hazelnut character balanced with toffee undertones. Yeah, getting a little bit of a nuttiness coming through, maybe a hazelnut. Of course, the one thing that shows me that they really didn't use a lot of hazelnut, because a lot of times when you're actually using peanuts or any kind of nut in a beer, it usually leaves like an oily film on the top of the beer. Just if it's a significant amount, it'll leave a film just because there's all those natural oils when it comes to different nuts to use. So not really seeing a lot of like oil when it comes to the top. I'm not really seeing any at all. So that might show me that it's not given. They didn't actually put actual hazelnuts in this and all that kind of stuff because they didn't get the oils from the nuts themselves. Maybe the malts and stuff are bringing off nutty characteristics. That's what I'm thinking. But overall, yeah, for a nice, easy drinking beer, this is absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. Really has a nice kind of almost effervescence to it. Has nice. I like how it's not too sweet. There's really not much bitterness going on with it. And overall, it's just a really, really nice malty beer. So let's look back here on Untappd, and if you can't get your hands on this one from Sun King, they have a couple suggestions here that you might be able to get your hands on that may give you similar flavors. So let's see. Of course, nearby verified location for this beer by me is Beer on the Wall in Park Ridge, which is, if you've been to Park Ridge, Illinois, you kind of know where Beer on the Wall is. That's like their craft beer spot that you can't be. So Beer on the Wall is actually a spot right off of Toohey Avenue, and Toohey Avenue is like a dry street to where you don't see any liquor stores or breweries on Toohey Avenue and heading towards Chicago. So the Beer on the Wall is actually like one side street in the corner somewhere. So let's look back at these similar beers and what do they show you? So they have one here called Grainsville from Sun King, which I'm not going to suggest that one just because if you get your hands on this one, you most likely can't get your hands on that one. Then they got the Smithwicks from Guinness, which is an Irish red, which I don't really think I would consider that similar just because you're going to have more hop forward kind of situations with that. And then we got one here called Clifford, which is an Irish red ale from Books and Brews, which is, where the hell are these guys? Okay, so in Indianapolis, I wouldn't really consider a red ale having characteristics like this, even though maybe a little bit malt forward, maybe getting little notes of caramel, but when it comes to Irish red, you're definitely going to have like hoppy flavors, given more grassy, herbal kind of flavors coming forward. And then we have one of my personal favorites from Founders Brewing Company called the Dirty Bastard. I absolutely love the Dirty Bastard. I'm a really, really big fan of that one. And even though this one is definitely higher in ABV, especially since Dirty Bastard's at 8.5, you're going to get pretty similar characteristics when it comes to high breadiness, high, just like a little bit of roasted notes, a little bit of effervescence. So I'm going to, even though the Dirty Bastard's boozier, so you're going to get more of a buzz from it, I'm going to recommend the Dirty Bastard being something that's pretty damn similar to this. So if you can get your hands on the Dirty Bastard, you can most likely have a similar experience to this one. Of course, the Dirty Bastard to me is pretty damn delicious. I absolutely love that one. And if you like the Dirty Bastard, you most likely will enjoy this. It's lighter, definitely has those same kind of flavors though. So overall, yeah, this beer is delicious. I'm always a big fan of the wee heavies and all that kind of stuff. So let's look back over here on Untappd and let's see what people had to say about this. Actually, before we do that, like I said, 5.3% ABV. It says here with a 23 IBU rating, which is pretty low on a bitterness kind of scale and everything like that. And with over 35,364 ratings, this one has an average rating of 3.67 out of 5, which isn't bad, especially for having that many check-ins. This definitely is a popular one, and a lot of people are drinking it. So what did people have to say about this guy? So this guy gave it a 4. We got another 4 here, purchased at the Bryant's Brothel. Whoa. I wonder if that's just... Okay, so somebody drank this at a strip club. That's pretty funny. Okay, we got another 3.5 here. Drank it at the Gatsby's Public Grill, which is in Indianapolis, Indiana. Somebody gave it a 3. We got a 4.75. Purchased at the St. Elmo's 1933 Lounge, which is like a speakeasy wine bar kind of location. Let's see, we got another 3.5. We got a 4. We got a 4.25. We got a 3.75 here, purchased at St. Elmo's Steakhouse. So somebody's enjoying a nice kind of steak or having a good dinner and drinking a nice wee heavy, which I definitely agree that's a good combo. We got a 4.75 here. We got a 4. Oh, I really like that Sun King pint glass. That's cool. Sun King's logo is always really, really cool just because it has that like almost Aztec sundial kind of face to it. What else? We got a 3.75. This guy didn't give it a rating, but he purchased it at Dawson's on Main, which is a restaurant in Speedway, Indiana. Let's do 2 more. We got a 4.5, and then we got a 3.75 here. So yeah, definitely. Okay, so both of these guys. So this guy drank it at the Sun King Concourse B, And then this guy drank it at the Sun King Fishers District North Drive location. So yeah, Sun King has a lot of locations. If you know, they have a location like pretty much connected to the Indianapolis airport, which is really, really cool. So if you want to get a beer while you're waiting for like a layover or something like that, if you're in Indianapolis, you can go over to Sun King and enjoy this nice one. Plus, this is one of their year-round brews, so you can get this one year-round all the time whenever you want to get it. So that's nice to have a Scotch ale available year-round. A lot of times when it comes to this kind of style of beer, they kind of do it more in the colder months and all that kind of stuff like that. But overall, yeah, I think they did a really good job with this one, just making a really nice, light, easy drinking Scotch ale. And it's delicious. So, let's start trying to figure out what we're going to be doing for ratings on our end over here. And first, we're going to look at can art. And because it sucks because Sun King doesn't have like labels on their stuff. A lot of their, when it comes to their marketing on their cans, it's printed on the can itself, probably because they're a bigger brewery. So having this kind of stuff on there kind of gives it that European kind of feel to it. Of course, I really like the font. I really like the saying it's a Scottish style ale. They're not kind of going into the point where it's like, oh, this is a straight Scotch ale. And the colors on it, the nice kind of holographic blue with all the different colors, I think is really, really nice. It's just a really clean, classy label with a good amount of detail on there that kind of keeps you intrigued. It's like if I saw this at a liquor store or bottle shop, this would definitely be something that catches my attention, just because I like looking at different kind of styles that I normally don't drink. So seeing a Scotch ale available for this guy, yeah, I'd most likely go over and take a look at it. Plus, I like how there's the description of the beer right there. And overall, everything that Sun King does when it comes to their marketing is just really, really clean and classy. I really enjoy it. So with this one, I'm going to give this a solid 4 out of 5 for can art. I really, really enjoy it. So, moving on, if I got this beer in a flight at Sun King Brewery, would I get another one? Absolutely. I absolutely think this one's fantastic. It's definitely, I don't want to say it's almost like a diet Dirty Bastard, but I think this is just has all those flavors that I like in the Dirty Bastard. It just has a little bit less ABV, so you can enjoy a little bit more of them. So if you're enjoying the flavor and you just don't want as much booziness, this Sun King Wee Mac is definitely the one for you. So I would 100% get another one of these if I had it in a flight. So let's see here. What is my final rating going to be on this guy? I think you've heard me say everything that I like about this one. So with that being said, I think I am going to give this a solid 8 out of 10. I really, really enjoy this one. For it being lighter, it doesn't lack on any flavor at all, which is really, really nice. Doesn't really have any that much bitterness to it, because of course you're adding a little bit of hops in there to kind of add a little bit of bitterness to it, but it's just enough to where it's not overly bitter. Maybe you having roasted elements of coffee in there as well, but having enough sweetness, having enough bready, barley kind of flavors in there is really, really nice. So overall, yeah, absolutely fantastic Scotch ale from Sun King. So big shout outs to them. Big shout outs to Grinchy Clouds for sending this one my way. Really, really do love this one. So let's see here. Other than that, yeah, I think that's pretty much what I got for you guys today. So thank you again, everybody, for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It would help me out a lot. And of course, I promised my Patreons this. So today we're going to be doing the drawing for my April 4-pack giveaway. So I have some patrons right now who wanted to support me, be giving me a little money every month, and I'm giving them the opportunity to win a free 4-pack from me of all kinds of Illinois craft beers. So if you haven't seen on my Instagram by now, I have a couple different varieties when it comes to different beers going into this 4-pack. I know there's 2 IPAs, 1 Imperial Porter, and there's a Golden Ale in there as well. So a good amount of variety, and I'm going to be doing the drawing for the winner right here on this review. So let's go over here. I already have a random.org thing already up, and of course there's one person on here who gets multiple entries because they gained in a higher tier. So we have a total of 4 entries coming in this one. So I'm going to do the randomizer 3 times, and on the third one, I'm going to read the first name on the top and announce the winner. So let's do this random thing. Let's see who wins this thing. So best of luck to all my patrons. Let's see this here. So random. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Mr. Kevin K is the winner of this here April 4-pack giveaway. So big shout outs to Mr. Kevin K. Trevi Woods on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So if you see him posted on Discords and all that kind of stuff, tell him congratulations for winning a free 4-pack from me. So big shout outs to Kevin for winning this one. See, the higher tier you get, the better chance of winning you get to have. So again, big shout outs to Kevin for winning this one. But let's see what else we got here. Of course, like I was saying, just showing that I did my Patreon giveaway. You have the option to support me another way if you wanted. You can go over to my Patreon. The link is in the description. Also, you can go to my link tree that is on my Instagram. And you can choose to support me in more ways than one. Just because you can give me a little money per month, which is very, very helpful. Helps me out, get me more beer for you guys and all that kind of stuff. But also have the opportunity later on when I start a Discord for craft beer stuff. And of course, when I come out with custom shirts, glasses, koozie, and all that stuff, I want to give you guys the opportunity to get your hands on this stuff. So if you join my Patreon, that's going to be the best way to get your hands on that kind of stuff. So if you want to do that, not going to force anybody, but that is always an option. Of course, you can shoot me a follow on Untapped as well. I love Untapped. It's a great platform. Of course, I like to call it Facebook for beer drinkers. It's just really, really fun. You check in beers, get badges, all that kind of stuff. Plus, you could see people like me, Wintucky, Ian, Face Meat's on there, Duchess is on there, Kevin's on there, Kevin K. So there's a bunch of people on there just drinking beer, having a good time. So you can see what we're drinking all the time and all that kind of stuff. But other than that, yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. So again, big shout outs to Kevin K for winning this month's April's 4-pack giveaway. Of course, within the next maybe week or two, I'll have the next 4-pack for May showing up. Well, not showing up. I'm going to get that together and do a little post on Instagram. So if anybody's interested in winning May's 4-pack, you'll have next couple weeks before you kind of see what it's going to be involved with. But other than that, that's what I got for you guys today. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are amazing. And I'm going to end this like I always end it before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.